Hello everybody, my name is Cole Martins, and thank you guys for tuning into this video. This is part 2 of week 5 in the NFL. If you missed part 1, you can click on the link below. You can do that right now, or you can do it after, whatever you want to do. But we're going to get right on to our last game, last 1 o'clock game of Sunday, as the Houston Texans will take on the Minnesota Vikings. Houston picked up a win last week against Tennessee in a very, very close game that came down to the final seconds. But Will Fuller was able to return a punt for a touchdown to give the Houston Texans the win. And Will Fuller this year seems like he's the #1 receiver on that team, as he's just been catching everything, it seems like, and taking the job from Hopkins. So this should be something to watch here in the next couple of weeks. And for Minnesota, picking up a win against the New York Giants and remaining undefeated at 4-0, as that defense looking very, 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 very good. I can't say that enough, as they just seem like they can do whatever they want to do, as they were able to keep Beckham Jr. even with 3 catches for 23 yards, which is very impressive, as that's something to keep an eye on these next couple of weeks. I'd love to see a Denver Minnesota game right now to see which defense is better. And we also have a Sam Bradford playing very good on this offense, has not committed a turnover yet, and looking very good taking over for Teddy Bridgewater. And this one, I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings. That defense looks really too dangerous, I believe, for this Texans offense. And I believe the Minnesota offense will be able to take care of this injured Texans defense. I believe Minnesota is going to win this one at home, 24-14. Our next game, and the game of the week in my mind, is the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Denver Broncos. Atlanta picking up a win last week against Carolina, as Matt Ryan throwing for 5 touchdowns in a very, very impressive game for him as well, with 500 passing yards, and his #1 receiver Julio Jones 300 receiving yards and 1 touchdown in that game, as he looked very, very impressive as well. As this team right now shooting on all cylinders on offense, defense still looking very, very weak, but when you have that offense going like they do right now, you can't stop them. But this team they're going against this week, the Denver Broncos, probably the top 2 defenses in the league, if not top 3, as they were able to beat Tampa Bay last week. The issue with the Broncos is Simeon was hurt. Was hurt last week. We got to see Paxton Lynch for the first time, and he looked pretty decent for his first ever time getting to an actual NFL game and during the regular season, as he was able to get at least 1 touchdown in the game. So Lynch looking pretty good, and right now we don't know what's happening with Simeon, so I have to see what's going on there, and maybe Lynch will be getting the start. But this one, I'm going to give the win to the Denver Broncos. I believe that defense will be able to control what Atlanta's offense has been doing, and I believe Lynch, if he does to play, or Simeon, whoever plays, I believe they'll do pretty good against this very, very weak Atlanta Falcons defense. And I'm going to give the win to the Denver Broncos, 17-16. And for our next game, which I forgot to mention, that Atlanta game is a 4 o'clock game, and the rest of these will be as well until the Sunday night game. But our next 4 o'clock game will be the San Diego Chargers taking on the Oakland Raiders. San Diego taking a loss to New Orleans last week, as they looked like they had the game under control with 4 minutes left. We're up by 13, but 2 fumbles late in the game gave New Orleans a chance. And with that high-powered offense of Drew Brees, they can do some good stuff on offense. They ended up losing that game, and San Diego heartbreak in San Diego last week. Then for the Oakland Raiders, they were able to take down the undefeated Baltimore Ravens. Derek Carr looking very, very good once again with 4 passing touchdowns in that game, and his main receiver in that game, Crabtree, with a very good game as well, 3 touchdowns for him. So Crabtree, probably, I think, moving his way up to being that #1 receiver for Derek Carr. And this one, I'm going to go with the Oakland Raiders at home. Raiders are looking very, very well this year, 3-1 so far. I believe they should be able to add another win to their total this week, and they should be able to beat the San Diego Chargers 27-20. Our next game, we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Buffalo picking up a very impressive win last week against the undefeated New England Patriots, as Tyrod Taylor looking very good, as he looked good running the ball and passing the ball as well. And McCoy as well having a good game on the ground, rushing for almost 90 yards and having a pretty good receiving game as well, as he had a receiving touchdown in that one. For Los Angeles, they also picked up a win last week, as they were able to beat the Arizona Cardinals. And the question right now is Case Keenum as better than we thought he would be, as last year he had looked pretty good. I thought the end of last year playing looked good so far this year, I believe, as he's been, besides week 1 where they didn't score a point. I think after that he's been picked it up, and he's been playing very good football, along with that very good Rams defense that they have. Even though they cleared house on that defense, still looking pretty good. And this one, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams at home. I believe they look good enough on defense to be able to control this Buffalo team. Yes, that Buffalo team did go against a beat-up Patriots team, So I'm going to take the Rams in this one, 17-10. Our next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Dallas Cowboys in our last 4 o'clock game. Cincinnati last week picking up a win against Miami on Thursday Night Football. Very impressive game by that Cincinnati offense as they look good. Defense as well looked very, very good as A.J. Green taking up 173 total receiving yards in that game. And the defense looked very good after getting Beal Ford back on that defense, as he has a big impact, and you can see how good they did as they only allowed 7 points against the Miami Dolphins. And for Dallas, also pick up a win last week against San Francisco as the rookies looking good once again, as Prescott and Elliott both leading the team very well, as both of them having a touchdown in that game. And the question, Dez Bryant did not play last week. We're still waiting to hear if he's going to play this week or not, as we'll have to wait probably till Sunday to see what happens with that. And the other question is Prescott good enough to replace Tony Romo? As right now everybody's saying that Romo will start as soon as he comes back, but I don't know if that's a good idea, as Prescott looking very, very well so far. So we'll see what happens when that comes up here in about 4 weeks. I believe they said he would be back in week 8. And this one, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. I just believe they had the better offense in this one, and the defense now looking a lot more improved. I believe they should be able to stop Elliott and Prescott, and this one give them a little bit of trouble, as we might see Prescott throw his first ever interception in this game, so that'll be something to keep an eye out on. But I have Bengals winning this one 24-21. And our next game is our Sunday Night Football game. It will be the New York Giants taking on the Green Bay Packers. New York Giants taking a loss to Minnesota last week, as it just seemed like they couldn't get anything going against that very strong Minnesota defense, and I'll keep on saying that probably for a while here. But the main thing, this was Odell Beckham Jr. Where was he at in this game? As he only had 3 catches for 23 yards, and his anger took advantage. He got a personal foul as well in this game, as they just kept on getting him in his head, and mostly that was Xavier Rhodes who was doing that. And teammates are now starting to have talks with him, trying to calm him down and stop acting foolish when on the field, and that's what's hurting his game. And I believe that is true as well, as he just needs to relax and realize these guys are just trying to get in his head because they know it'll work against him. And then we have the Green Bay Packers, who were on a bye last week, so a good rest week for them, as they were good 2-1 into their bye week. Aaron Rodgers looking a lot better than he did the first week, where he struggled against Jacksonville. Looked good in his last game before the bye week against Detroit Lions. So expect to see Rodgers probably may have had a good game in this one, and we'll see if he gets Cobb more into the game, as he's been struggling so far this season getting the ball. And this one, I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers winning this. I believe both defenses, not the strongest defenses in the NFL, but both offenses can have some pretty good power to it. And I'm going to take the Packers winning at home in Lambeau, 28-24. And for our final game this week, we have Monday Night Football. We'll have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay taking a loss last week to a very strong Denver Broncos defense, as Winston seemed like he couldn't get anything going, and Winston having turnover troubles these last couple of weeks, as it seems like he can't hold on to the ball for his offense. So that's something to keep an eye here, as they go against a Carolina defense that seems like they've been struggling so far this year, a team that is 1-3 so far, as they took a loss last week to the Atlanta Falcons, and Cam Newton took a pretty big hit near the end of the game, gave him a concussion, and right now he's going through protocol, so we have no clue if he'll be starting anytime next Monday night. If not, Derek Anderson will be taking over for the Panthers offense, and he threw 2 interceptions late in the 4th quarter last week, so it'll be interesting to see how this team can do with Anderson under the helm. This one, I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers at home. I believe the offense can still do good under Anderson, and the defense will step up a little bit here against that Tampa Bay offense. I believe the Panthers can win this game 17-13. And that is it for week number 5 in the NFL. Again, if you missed part number 1, you can watch that by clicking on the link below. If you have any comments, you want to leave below who you think is going to win this week. Do you agree with what I have to say? If you don't, I'd like to hear what you guys got to say about it. Just put anything below. Who do you think is going to be a breakout player this week? Again, put whatever you want to say below. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. You can also follow me on Twitter at ColeMartins57. I usually like to talk on Thursdays and Sundays and Mondays, or any time during the week. If you want to talk to me about a game, just tag me in there. Again, that is at ColeMartins57. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you like to see more NFL videos and other videos that I make, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And that is it for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.